Tehran was almost made uninhabitable by drought. And the drought was engineered in part by US radar systems that were blasting energy to ionize the atmosphere to steer clouds away from Iran and to actually cause a drought. It's just classic geoengineering, multiple ways to achieve this. But what has happened is that since those large radar installations around the Persian Gulf have been destroyed by Iranian drones, the rains have returned.
Remember what Zygmunt Brzezinski said, who was the advisor to Jimmy Carter. He started the Trilateral Commission. He's the father of Mika Brzezinski on Morning Joe Ball. And
Big News, I think is how you pronounce it. Big News Brzezinski.
He said technology will make available to the leaders of major nations techniques for conducting secret warfare, of which only a bare minimum of the security forces need be appraised. Techniques of weather modification could be employed to produce prolonged periods of drought or storm. Well, son of a gun, we've got evidence that that's exactly what they've been doing in Iran. Iranian expert accuses U.S. Israel of weather manipulation to deepen the drought. An Iranian water resource specialist has accused the United States and Israel of manipulating regional weather patterns to intensify Iran's severe drought. According to the Middle Eastern Media Research Institute, they claimed in a July 30th interview on the Iranian YouTube channel that both nations had been deliberately diverting clouds away from Iran for over 4 decades.
Well, that's a violation of the treaty not to do that, Jimmy.
That is. There's a treaty, international treaty that was signed in the 70s that made it illegal, or they all agreed to not use weather modification.
Because we did it in Vietnam, too.
Because we did it in Vietnam. Iran's rain clouds aren't being stolen, but its drought is worsening. So the establishment media comes out, immediately tries to make you think that's wrong, that's not happening, because that's what the establishment media does.
Is Iran being forced to use their plague of bees weapon on Israel in retaliation?
Iran's embassy in Kabul posted a strange tweet. They say in it, after Iran destroyed the secret center for cloud seeding and weather manipulation in the United Arab Emirates, everything changed overnight. And with the end of the secret center, the region's weather map flipped completely. So it's raining so much, their reservoirs were down to 1%. They were thinking they would have to move people out of Tehran, a city of 9 or 10 million people. They were going to move everybody because they had no water. But now we opened the gates of Iraq's largest dam due to 100% capacity. The dam hasn't reached 100% capacity in years. Underground water sources have started to overflow, and this is what it looks like. That's what it looks like now in Iran. Water everywhere. Water coming up from under the ground. And here, Iran destroyed American. So when Iran hit, they say they destroyed their weather modification plants, right? When Iran was hitting all the Gulf states because we had bases there. And then they also took out their weather modification. This is what the reporting is, right? So nobody can confirm this for sure, but this is certainly what it looks like, and especially after Iran Kabul tweeted that out. Here's what Tucker Carlson and our good friend Dane Whittington had to say about it.
And Tucker, they're being used as a form of warfare. And we know that. We have countries like Iran, constantly demonized, of course, as you well know. Immediately after 9/11, we have the list of countries to be targeted given to General Wesley Clark, a list that clearly existed before 9/11 even occurred. Subsequently, every one of those countries, every one of them endured a once in 1,000 year drought. Statistically, mathematically, that's impossible without climate intervention operations. And we have the leader of Iran on the floor of the UN, on film, on the record, stating NATO was cutting off their precipitation. We have Iranian top scientists recently stating NATO's been doing this for 40 years. Destabilize the food supply by destabilizing the rain, and you destabilize the population.
Here's more from Dane.
I'm saying that we know the technology exists to steer storms of that size. So why would we think they're not using these type of operations? We have historical precedent. Project Popeye in Vietnam was so successful at controlling precipitation. By 1976, they passed the INMOD treaties forbidding weather manipulation for wartime purposes, but not over a country's own population. The Chinese government has long since openly stated they were engineering snowstorms with endothermic reacting elements. These are patented elements that can literally transition a rain event into snow. They were so successful in China, they caused billions of dollars of damage to Beijing, at which time they began to be less open about this. Everybody covered it. CNN, Popular Science, The Guardian. But if you bring that up here, suddenly you're a tinfoil hat wearing nutcase.
We'll be right back with more of this story after a brief message from our sponsor. All right, quick break to talk about something I've just started using, Rumble Wallet. If you've ever been curious about buying and investing in crypto, Bitcoin, stable coins, USAT, or even gold-backed stable coins, but felt like it was too complicated, Rumble Wallet is an easy way to get started. You can buy, sell, and manage your cryptocurrencies all in one place, and the app is super straightforward. What really makes Rumble Wallet unique is that you can use it to tip your favorite creators like me and support the Freedom First community we built here on Rumble. Getting started is simple. Just download the Rumble Wallet app, sign up with your existing Rumble account. No need for a new login. Complete a few security steps and you're set up in minutes. You can start with just a few dollars, and with MoonPay built into Rumble Wallet, you can easily buy crypto using your credit card, debit card, or bank wire. So if you've been thinking about the advantages of crypto, download Rumble Wallet now. Click my link in the description or search Rumble Wallet in your app store. Download Rumble Wallet today and move your assets to where they belong, in your hands and in your control. Rumble Wallet is a technology provider only and not a custodial service. See terms at wallet.rumble.com. And if you want to hear testimony in Congress, this is real. This is from C-SPAN. Here's testimony in Congress.
Thank you, Senator. The Air Force has gotten great value out of HARP in the past. We took over from the Navy.
So he's talking about HARP. That's the program to do weather modification and shoot energy into the ionosphere.
We managed it and actually did a number of experiment campaigns up there, and have finished our work that we're interested in doing up there. We've moving on to other ways of managing the ionosphere, which the HARP was really designed to do, was to inject energy into the ionosphere to be able to actually control it. And but that work has been completed.
Mr. Fletcher, another question on the...
So they got it figured out how to control the ionosphere. That's just what he just said. Okay, here's more.
In an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Would you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilize it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn to...
So yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As bizarre as that sounds, if somebody had told me that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. As bizarre as that is, I would say that weather wars, and this is quoting actually Senator Claiborne Pell himself, that they are the greatest weapon ever created in the world, and that's the Senator's own statement. So yes, I have to do stand on that.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Thank you.
Here's a little bit more.
Geoengineering allows militaries to command and control the battlefield, to throw communication signals much further and more efficiently in an ionized atmosphere. So power, profit, and then the most troubling one, and this is very hard for people to get
population
their mind around,
control?
what we might call population control.
To control the weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
So that's LBJ.
Yeah.
He who controls the weather will control the world.
It dawned on me many years ago that the official story we've been presented with about what is called climate change, it seems to be incomplete at best. Few in the civil sector fully understand that geoengineering is primarily a military science and has nothing to do with either cooling the planet or lowering carbon emissions. when they say we're waging war on carbon dioxide, they're literally, as you just said, waging war on life itself. This transhumanist impulse to merge the human species with the machines and technologies that we've created. Breathing consciously and strategically is the portal into more mindfulness. I think really awakening to our potential as humans. For those humans who don't believe, as you said earlier, in geoengineering, please understand that there are literally tens of thousands of pages of public records all over the world indicating ongoing weather manipulation and climate modification projects for almost 100 years.
So there you go.
You know, you may not be aware of this, but Tehran was almost made uninhabitable by drought. And the drought was engineered in part by U.S. radar systems that were blasting energy to ionize the atmosphere to steer clouds away from Iran and to actually cause a drought. It's just classic geoengineering, multiple ways to achieve this. But what has happened is that since those large radar installations around the Persian Gulf have been destroyed by Iranian drones, the rains have returned. And now in the last week or so, we have really record rains in Tehran and what was almost uninhabitable. I mean,
I don't know how much more you need to hear about this, but it's real. It happened. We've already used it, Operation Popeye, that everybody knows, which led to a treaty in the 70s saying we wouldn't use this anymore. And you don't have a treaty for a weapon system that doesn't exist. You have a treaty for a weapon system that not only exists, but it's already been used and proven that it works. And we did it in Vietnam, and we've been doing it. Why do you think they ever stopped? Because they didn't, and they've ramped it up. Okay, that's it. And if you'd like to hear my jokes about this and my jokes about climate change, which I have a bunch, come see me May 7th. What's up, Kurt?
Oh, so Rogan just texted me. So on X, they're all going, no, they've had the same rainfall for 5 years. They're all on their line.
Is it all somebody named Joey 5643281?
Yeah, is their last name that? Put a Witz or a Feld on the end of those numbers, and then you know what you...
So come see me tell jokes about this in Burbank, California, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. We're going to be May 23rd. We'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, May 24th in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then Spokane, Tacoma, and Levittown, New York at Governor's in June 26th and 27th. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Come see me May 23rd in Atlanta, May 24th in Raleigh, North Carolina. We'll be May 7th in Burbank, then Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Spokane, Tacoma, June 26th and 27th, Levittown, New York at Governor's. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.